Got our Tip Tuesday video for you guys today. This is going to be kind of an interesting video as this is sort of repurposed footage. I was originally going to film 10 shoes of double deck blackjack. However, I got really sick this week, and because of that, you don't want to see my ugly face on these videos, and I am just going to be kind of counting out loud instead of doing what I was doing originally in this video. I think it might be helpful for you to hear what's going on in my head as kind of I watch this video back and count through this as we play. All right, I'm gonna play kind of the original sound here as to what was happening in this video, so you can listen to that, and then when it comes to the actual counting, I will kind of jump back in and explain what I'm doing today. I'm also going to be playing in 2 spots the entire time. There's been some debate whether you should go from 1 spot to 2 spots, only play 2 spots, what's going to draw more heat or less heat. So this is going to be a good video where we're going to be playing 2 spots the whole time. We're also going to be playing with another non-card counter over here. I have $10,000 for you. I'll shove it over your way, shuffle up our cards, and I'll be right back with you to explain the bet spread. All right, I'm also going to be cutting off right around half a deck, maybe slightly more each time. Okay, so you can check that out. That's what our penetration looks like. The bet spread we're going to be using, we're going to say this is a minimum table of $50. So because we're playing in 2 spots, we need 50 in both of those. That's going to be our minimum bet. Anytime the true count rises, we're going to be betting that many $100 chips in 2 spots. So this would be an example of a true 1, which is one $100 chip in 2 spots. A true 2 would be 2 $200 chips, or 2 $100 chips in 2 spots. I said that backwards. All the way up to a true 5, which is 2 $500 chips, like this. All right, so that said, the numbers for this, I'll pop here on the screen. These come from Blackjack Apprenticeship. If you haven't used Blackjack Apprenticeship yet and you're taking this blackjack thing seriously, this card counting thing seriously, I don't know what you're doing, all right? They are the best because not only are they great on a computer, but you can also take it on your phone. They're the easiest app to use to input bet spreads on the go. A lot of times I'll pop into the bathroom and change my bet spread if there's a condition or a rule or something that's slightly different, and I get my exact EV and risk of ruin right there. So if you're interested, you can check out some demo videos of Blackjack Apprenticeship in the pinned comment of this video. All right, that said, I have our minimum bet of $50 in 2 spots right here. Throw a burn card in our discard tray like this. All right, so I am going to be counting out loud. This is a voiceover, and you're going to be hearing what I am thinking in my head as the cards are dealt. Again, this might be helpful for you to kind of know when to count what as we go here. All right, so I usually wait until the second card drops right now. So there's 0, D1, D2, D1, 0, and D1. Okay, counts negative, I'm betting the minimum. D2, D3, D2, D1, D2, D1, 0, 1, 0, 1, still 1. 0. Okay, count 0. I'm betting the minimum. One. Those cancel, so I'm still at 1. 0. 1. 2. 1. Nice. Zero D1, 0, 1, 0, 1, 2, 1. All right, counts at 1. Not quite a deck in there yet, so I'm probably gonna still bet the minimum. Yep. 0 D1. Still D1. D2, D3. Okay, count as D3, so again, betting the minimum. Hopefully we can raise our bets soon. Counts at D3. Always go back to the running count. D4, D5, those cancel. Nice. D6. Counts D6. Anything negative, we're betting the minimum. D7, D65, D6, D5, D6, D7. Oof. Okay, so this should be worth +7 if we are correct. And I'm going to let myself count this back up for us. All right, pretty negative that time, but if we want to check to see if our count is correct, this plus the burn card will be the opposite of what we have. So let's count it out here. We have 0, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 3, 4, 3, 4, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 7, 8, and 7. This was +7, so we need a count of -7, which is what I had. All right, so I think our bets should have been correct because of that. We're going to shuffle it up for round 2. All right, got our cut card in there. Minimum bet of $50 in 2 spots. Burn card, here comes round 2. Let's count. All right, round 2, wait until that second card drops right now. We have 1, 0. Those cancel and back to 1 with the dealer's card. Everything stands, and back to 0. Counts at 0, so we'll still bet the minimum. So 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. Still 4, 3, still 3. Okay, 3 divided by 2 decks left is a true 1.5. So we'll round down to 1, which is $100. And stacking those. Running counts at 3, 2, 1, 2, 1. Nice. Still 1. And back to minimum as we drop below. 0, 1, 2, 3, 2. 1. 0. D1. Zero. Still 0. Okay, this will be the minimum coming up. Counts at 0. D1, D2, D3, D4, D5, D6, D5. D6, D7. Another split. D6. D7, D6, D5. As a dealer, I have a lot of numbers going into my head right now. Going on. There we go. Okay, counts at D5, so this will be negative, or be the minimum, since it is negative next time. It's a lot easier if you're just the player than to deal as well. Counts at D5, D6, D7, D8, D7. D8, D9. Oof, super negative. Still minimum bets.
Still D9, D10, D9. And still D9. Super negative. All right, see if we're right with -9.
Wow, once again, super negative. So let's count this up, just see how bad it is here. We have 0, D1, 0, 1, 0, 1, 2, 3, 2, 3, 2, 3, 2, 3, 4, 3, 4, 5, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. Yeah, this was +9. I had, oh no, I didn't write it down. I also had -9. I'm an idiot. There we go. I'll write it down next time. All right, I also had -9 in my head, so. All right, get it shuffled up for round number 3. All right, got a burn card, minimum of 50 in 2 spots. Here comes round 3. Let's count.
All right, round 3, let's try it. We have 1, 2, 1, 0, D1. Nice blackjack. Still D1, D2, D1, 0, D1, D2, D3, D4, D3, D2, D1, 0, D1. Counts negative, so we're going to bet the minimum again. D2, D3, D2, D1, D2, D1, D2, D1, 0, and too many. Counts at 0. And bet the minimum of 50 in 2 spots. Counts 0. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, 4 divided by deck and a half. It's going to be a true 2. Three, 2, 1, 0. D1. Zero, D1. Okay, counts negative, so we'll bet the minimum. Zero, 1, 2, 3, 4, 3. I'm going to take insurance here, as the true count's above at 2.5. It's at 3. 2, 1, 0, D1. Oh no. Okay, count is negative, so we'll bet the minimum. -1. D2, D3. D2, I don't know what I was doing there. Counts at D2. D1. 0.
All right, let's count it up. We've got D1, D2, D1, D2, D3, D4, D3, D4, D5, D4, D3, D2, D1, D2, D3, D2, D1, D2, D3, D2, D1, and 0. So since this was 0, the opposite is also 0 to get us back to 0, which is what I had. So again, I think our bets were right. All right, round 4 coming up. All right, here's round 4. Let's count.
All right, round 4. Counting now. We have 0, D1, 0, 1, 0, D1, D2, D1, D2. Count as negative, so we're going to bet the table minimum. D2, D1, 0, D1, 0, 1, 2, 1, 0. Still the minimum. D1, 0, D1. Still D1. Still D1, 0. D1. Okay, bet the minimum. D2, D1. 0. D1, D2, D3, D4, D3. D4. Nice bust. Wish we could raise our bets here, but still the minimum. D5, D6. That's blackjack. D5, D4, D3, D2, D1, 0,
Okay, let's count this up, see what we have. We have 0, D1, D2, D3, D4, D5, D6, D5, D4, D5, D4, D3, D2, D3, D2, D1, 0, D1, D2, D1, D2, D3, D2, D1, 0, D1, 0, 1, 0, D1, 0, 1, and back to 0. So this was 0, and again, we also needed 0. All right, okay, I'm going to do one more, round 5. I got the cards cut off. Minimum bet of 50 in 2 spots. Burn card. Round 5. Ready? Let's count.
All right, last round for this video. Counting now, we have 1, 0, and D1. So they did have blackjack there. Count is negative, so we're going to bet the minimum. Zero, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Nice high count. 6. Still 6. 7. 8. All right, 8 divided by 2 decks left. There's not quite a half deck in the discard tray, so 8 divided by 2, of course, is 4. So we'll bet 400 in 2 spots. Yep. Counts at 4 or at 8, 9, 10, 9, 8, 7, 8, 7, 6, and still 6. 1, 1, lost 1. 6 divided by still not quite a half deck, so 6 divided by 2 is 3. 5, 4, 5, 4. Nice. 5, 6. Nice bust with getting some low cards out there. Okay, 6 divided by, now there is a deck and a half left to be played with a half deck in the discard tray, so that's going to be a true 4. 6 divided by 1.5 is 4. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3. Good pushes there. Counts at 3, so 3 divided by 1.5, as I am struggling, is 2. Okay, counts at 3, 2, 1, 0, D1, D2, D1, 0. We'll should be back to the minimum now, as the count is 0. I like stacking up those black chips. D1, D2, D1, D2, D3, D4. Again, betting the minimum. Count is -4. D5, D6, D5, D4, D3, D4, D3, D4. Should end with a count of -4 here. Let's see if we're right.
All right, that was the shoe we were waiting for. Had a nice high count there and won a bunch of black chips, which is way better than just playing with greens. All right, let's count it up, see what we got. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 3, 4, 3, 2, 3, 2, 1, 2, 3, 2, 3, and 4. This was +4. We need to count a -4. So I think our counts were correct. All right, I'm gonna pause it right there because what I say next, it doesn't really apply to this video, as I was gonna originally do 10 shoes of double deck, but we're just gonna do 5 for this one. Because I got a little sick and wasn't able to film that second one, I thought maybe a voiceover like I did here was maybe the best option for this week. If you like this kind of video where you're listening to what I am thinking in my head as those cards are dealt in more of a voiceover fashion, let me know that down below in the comments, or you can just hit the thumbs up button. That's a great way to support the channel regardless. Otherwise, until next time, this is A1 Blackjack.